I told you before the race started, I liked him to win this race. He's watched races here his whole life. He hasn't had the negative things that most guys have had when they come to Darlington, bouncing off the wall. Although he didn't take him long to bounce off of it. Today he did it. Lap 3 or 4, he got to the outside wall, and now he's gathered his track position back up. I love this strategy.
So Austin Dillon gives up the lead to come onto pit road. Stacey Compton did the same thing. The reason why we're under this caution, Mario Goslin into the wall. He collects the 4 of Ricky Carmichael. Those 2 trucks are out of this race. Difficult night for Goslin as well as Ricky Carmichael. Just 46 laps remain from Darlington. Stay with us. Welcome back to Darlington Raceway. The Too Tough to Tame 200 continues here on speed. Now we go trackside to Ray Dunlap.
Well, we got about 45 to go. Why didn't you pit, Mike?
We're really close on fuel now. The Germain Tundra's really good. We don't have enough laps on our tires to come down pit road yet and give up our track position. Clean air's been really important tonight. Just really proud of how hard all these guys work, and couldn't ask them to work any harder. We'll see what we got for them.
All right, Mike Hillman Jr. says they're going to wait. They'll be back for tires soon.
Now we disagree with Richie Waters all the time, and he usually is right. But I'm going to disagree with Mike Hillman Jr. and say that that isn't the right call right now. But that shouldn't worry Mike, right? I mean, we just have our opinion.
Yeah, we're usually wrong.
My opinion is you need to be have your pitting done right now.
44 laps remain. Todd Bodine in front, trying to make it back-to-back wins in the Camping World Truck Series. Side by side for second, Hornaday and Lofton.
You can see that inside line, Rick. They're just straight training around the outside of Justin Lofton.
Lofton on the out or the inside now as Timothy Peters on the outside in that 17. Peters is going to get the position. Here comes Eichler in the 18. He also gets by the 7 of Lofton.
Right up to the top of the racetrack.
Going to have a battle for the lead. It looks like Hornaday's wanting to get that lead from Todd Bodine. Or excuse me.
He can take it away if he wants, but I think Todd Bodine's going to say, not so quick.
Well, Hornaday may say excuse me when he gets up there.
I've never known Hornaday to act like that. He usually takes. He's a taker. The track's a biter and he's a taker.
He's not a giver.
The 7 of Lofton trying to take the position away from the 18 of Eichler. They continue to be side by side as they cross the stripe. Eichler's got the advantage. Now here comes Lofton again. He'll take that position. Oh.
What about Peters? He drives around Hornaday, grabs the 2nd spot.
Oh, problems right behind him. The 7 of Lofton gets into the 5 of Mike Skinner.
Wow, a lot of damage to that 5 truck of Mike Skinner's.
Pretty much done, boys.
That's a good assessment of the damage.
I'm coming to pit road.
Lofton was down on the inside of another truck the last time we saw him, and you know how hard that is, Phil, to hold your truck straight when you're pinched down in the corner. Maybe that's what happened. It was just after they entered turn 1 where he would have crashed if he had been alongside another guy.
Looks like Mark Rett, crew chief for Justin Lofton.
You can see Skinner's right front tire isn't even turning. Go to the garage area and work on that, I believe.
Yeah, that's
might be done.
Considerable amount of damage to that truck.
Crew looking at it saying, yep, behind the wall, Mike. There's the damage to the 7 of Justin Lofton.
He's going to head straight to the garage as well. You see.
Yep, just what we thought. He was down on the inside.
Brian Eichler. Remember, there's a little bit of history with those 2 drivers from maybe from last weekend.
Well, Eichler, in my opinion, didn't do anything wrong last weekend, and I don't think he did anything wrong there.
81 of David Starr making a little bit of damage to the back of that 7.
There's Mike Skinner's truck. That's when he makes contact with the 7 of Justin Lofton.
Right, you can see Lofton down on the inside. Gets loose on the entering the corner and sideways. Great job by David Starr just holding his ground, making sure he didn't make any evasive moves.
What a close call for Johnny Sauter to make it through there as well, and a lot of damage to the 5 truck. His crew goes to work on that.
And how about that call by Austin Dillon's team to bring him down pit road? He has already moved into the 8th position here, knowing he's done pitting, and everybody in front of him, and I mean everybody in front of him,
will have
more
to
than
come
likely
to pit
will
road.
have to come in. Now James Busher came in on lap number 92, so there's a possibility that he could make it the rest of the way, so he may be able to stay out.
I'd say especially with these caution laps that we've had since then, he's all set to go to the distance as well.
So involved in our most recent crash, bringing out the 8th caution, Skinner, Lofton, and Starr. A lot of damage to that 5 truck. And welcome back to the Too Tough to Tame 200 from Darlington Raceway. Now a little bit different strategy coming into play.
We've had so many caution laps. The majority of the guys up front pitted on lap number 76. That was obviously 71 laps from the end, which is right outside their window. We've had so many caution laps. Not only are we thinking these guys may go the distance, we overheard Mike Hillman Jr. talking during the break that maybe they decide now not to pit, to stay out with what they have.
Green flag back in the air. 38 laps of racing to go. Timothy Peters racing hard on the inside of Todd Bodine now, trying to take that lead away.
You got to get off this corner.
Oh man, that's so tight over there off turn 2, and he just wasn't able to keep his momentum. Now not only is he not going to get the lead, he's going to lose 2nd and 3rd.
So now Hornaday trying to get by him for the 3rd spot. Timothy Peters sees an opening. Let's see if he takes it.
Man, he was thinking he was going to grab the lead off turn 2, and there he is battling for the 3rd spot off turn 4.
On his outside, it's the 33 of Ron Hornaday. Adam?
And you talk about those 2 drivers battling for position. Timothy Peters in front of Ron Hornaday. The Peters bunch said earlier they were short on fuel. They would need some cautions. And I just talked to Kevin Buskirk, Ron Hornaday's crew chief, and I said, how close is it? He said, it's close. I said, do you need more caution laps? He said, 1 or 2 would be nice, Ray.
Well, Mike Skinner has just jumped out of his truck. First of all, are you okay? That was a pretty hard hit.
Yeah, Ray, I'm fine.
Can you tell us what happened? We kind of caught the tail end of what happened on the racetrack.
I guess you'd have to look at the replay. I think somebody wrecked the 7 trucks, and then the 7 truck come across and got us. He was already wrecked, and we had nowhere to go. Hate it for international trucks, the Monaco RV's Tundra. We struggled a little bit. We kept on working on it. Looked like we were maybe going to squander a top 5 finish out of this thing. But I guess it wasn't meant to be for us tonight. Somebody caused a wreck, and we got collected up in it.
Okay, the truck is on the record going to the garage. The 5 truck is done for the night.
Right up against the wall, we see these trucks working that dark part of the asphalt.
There's Johnny Sauter in the 13 truck. He's up in the top 5 right now. James Busher. Remember, James was one of the trucks that came in on lap 92. We know he has enough fuel to get to the end. And we really think that all these trucks have enough fuel to get to the end with all the caution laps that we've had.
So they sort of caught an audible there, huh? Decided they were going to wait to pit, and then they waited long enough with the cautions. They're not going to pit at all.
Right now going by David Starr. Starr in the 81. David being put down a lap.
David got a little bit of damage in that last crash. You can see him working on pit road on the right front fender. Part of it was missing, so.
Brian Eichler just behind David Starr. Again, Starr a lap down. And one of the other drivers involved in the incident recently, Ricky Carmichael's with Bray.
And the monster Chevy torn up pretty badly. Is there any chance you're ever going to get any good luck?
I hope so. I know one thing, when I do, it's going to be really fun. There's no doubt, but it's unfortunate. I tell you what, it was finally good to run competitively. I think we got, I don't know, we were 8th, maybe 6th or 8th at one point. So I had a lot of fun tonight. This is a really fun track, and that's typical RC luck right there, dude. Just can't do anything.
All right, we hope it turns around. Ricky Carmichael also out for the evening.
Ron Hornaday passing by David Starr. These trucks are all dealing with David losing their momentum.
It really cost Brian Eichler a spot. He was hung in behind David Starr. David raced him really hard after being put a lap down, and it actually cost him a spot. Timothy Peters was able to take advantage and drive by on the inside.
You know, in David's defense, Phil, you know, at Darlington, there just isn't anywhere to hide. Unless you just basically stop, you can't get out of anybody's way perfectly. And like you said, it cost Eichler the 2nd position, and now it's holding up Austin Dillon as they run down the back straightaway.
Let's take a look back at exactly how Brian Eichler lost that 2nd spot. You see David Starr now move way up the racetrack. Watch now, Brian Eichler is following the 81 of David Starr, and he's followed him for a full lap. He started to pull up on him, then he just had to back off and hold his momentum, and that just allowed Timothy Peters just to drive right by.
Justin Lofton in the 7 coming back.